you know, there's nothing more exciting than spending the midweek rush in a mad 20-car filled grid. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SpeedForce Racing, and I am so excited to bring you to Baku, my favourite street circuit on this game, and this is GP2. And look at that, 20 cars lined up, and tonight is going to be an absolute whopper. Let's run through them, because we have two Mercedes of the Scotsman of S. Graham and Yuzi in with us. Then the Welsh Ferraris, two Welshmen in the Ferrari of Daibush and Ricky. Ricky being a new driver. Welcome, Ricky. Then the Red Bulls of Blood and Sands and Farfborough. The Force Indias of Gaming Things and Jade. The Williams of Widelow, Billy and the Pirate. Welcome, the Pirate. You're a new driver. Love ya. In Renault, Racing Pod, Smelly Badger, the veterans returning. In the Toro Rosso, it's Zippo and Linell, these two proving to be a formidable pairing this season. Then in the Haas, it should be Fredo, he'll be in a second, and Ash. Then it's Sig, I will call him Sig, and Icebolt. Welcome, Icebolt, you're a new driver. Ash is a new driver as well, he's only just joined us. Then the Norwegians pairing of the Salbers. We have Solheim and T. Jonas. And that brings us neatly onto the, let's just mute everyone here, because I left that open. Let's move us on neatly to the Drivers' Championship as we head over the track already. So, in the Drivers' Championship, T. Jonas is leading the way with 51 points. So, an 11-point gap between him and Yuzi in the Mercedes. Then it's Linell scorching up there from only having one podium so far this season. Then Daibush in P4 and Fredo in P5. Good showing after a win in his first race. Then Farfborough in P... as I get a text. And Farfborough in P6 and Smelly Badger in P7. Padersolheim in P8 and Blood and Sands in P9 and S. Graham rounding up the top 10 in 10th. Then Gaming Things, Invader Zippo, that's a blank seat because we didn't have a Ferrari driver. Jade, Ash, who's didn't start last race, Billy and Sig and Podge are the only drivers not to have scored points so far. Oh, madness. Constructors' Championship is looking a little bit different, with currently Sauber leading the way, ahead of Mercedes, ahead of Toro Rosso. Ahead of Ferrari, Red Bull and Haas. Then it's Renault, Force India, Williams and McLaren at the back of the grid after having no drivers. And now both McLaren and Williams are off to go racing here at Baku. Oh, so it's 18 minutes of short qualifying and we're going to get ready to go racing as I check this text I just got. Okay, so Baku is a crazy circuit and I have got the chat open on my tablet as I would normally do. Oh, I love this circuit. Such a tight, twisty circuit, but also fast and flowing. It's so fun to drive, especially the terrifying turn 8. I don't know much about strategy around here, but all I know is that this is going to be a whopping start. See, one of the Haas is coming out early. I'm going to assume that may be last race's winner, Fredo. It is. So our most recent winner in SFR is out on track right now. I've not had any message, Joe, about the weather as we're looking at Fredo. So the drivers all eager to get on track. We've actually got on track a minute early to what we would normally do, which is quite interesting. These guys all eager to please and show us what we can do as we look at Fredo. We didn't see much of him last week in China, purely down to the fact that he was so quick. But the next car on track, I think, is his teammate, actually. Might not be. Might be, actually, Blood and Sands. Let's have a look at Blood and Sands. Is it? It is Blood and Sands. So it's Blood and Sands and then Fredo. Let's just get that lined up. It looks like a very dark circuit right now. And Sector 1 is yellow flag already. Obviously, that is difficult. This track has a lot of 90-degree corners, and it does look like someone may have already had an incident. So, as we get ready to watch Fredo line up his lap, obviously the man who is aiming to continue on with his career in SFR, and it's going to be fantastic to see what's happened here. Sector 1, another yellow flag. There's people just missing a braking point, so we're going to go on board and do a full heads-up display lap with Fredo right now, the most recent winner in SFR, as he comes round to start his lap. So, That is basically the last corner. This is more of a kink as he heads down. Hey, look at the speed climbing. 206, 207, 208, DRS over 210, 211, 212, 213, 214. Can we get 215? Yes, we can. And break. Sector 2, where Lobili has retired. By the looks of it, he's crashed himself, which we'll be seeing soon. Into turn 1, 90-degree corner. Into turn 2, 90-degree corner. And onto DRS. As you can see, the first sector, difficult as it may be, is still fun. Now, into sector 2, we have the line split here and braking here. This is where Esteban Ocon got knocked out, and he had a painful time, and that was bad for all fans of the Frenchman. Now, further down into the tighter trickier section of the lap. Don't want to hit that curb on the inside here too hard, as you will end up crashing your car. Now, this is the worst possible point. Fredo has come up behind a car into the terrifying turn 8 section. This section is murderous. Don't get it wrong, as Fredo almost did. Woohoo! Making me jump. So, Fredo is pushing as hard as he can. He knows there's a car there. That's the pirate getting out of the way, the Greek driver knowing what he's doing. You see, Freddy has been taking this really well. Fredo showing what he can do. Heads up the speedo, climbing, braking into the corner where Pierre Gasly almost got taken out by his teammate, hitting the curve a little bit hard. Don't want to do that too much in the race. Now, where Kimi Räikkönen messed up his pole lap, don't want to basically get it stopped as quick as you can onto the fast section. Coming through here in the wet is terrifying. Coming through here is a dry is terrifying. Coming through here with no wing is deadly. That's the last real corner. Onto the straight. Watch the speedo climb. He's up full race string, powering round. Can he get higher than 215 before the line? 210, 211, 212, 213, 214, 215 on the line. That's a 138.3 for Fredo. A strong opening lap. Here is the Aston Martin Red Bull. That's the wrong button. That's the wrong button. I'm still getting used to it. And Blood and Sand by 2 seconds is slower, but he is on the slower tyre right now. And whew, S. Graham goes second now in the Mercedes, showing the might of that Mercedes. Where's Sig, the McLaren driver? He's sporting his gold helmet as he did last week, and he is flying in that car. Invader Zippo, though, goes second in the Toro Rosso Honda power, showing that he is much better than Mercedes power and Renault power so far, but nothing as close to the Ferrari power yet. Sig skimming the barrier there. Sector 3 is yellow flags. Lots of people losing front wings, I think, at that corner that we just went through with Sig, as he continues on the whoa, big slide there from Sig himself, not wanting to get the car wrong. Comes around now. That big slide has cost him some time as he passes. I love that point of the track where you see 2 tracks basically into one. Peter Solheim, though, by quite a margin, has now taken provisional pole position, and I'm already getting excited because here comes Sig to cross the line. I believe he's going to go, yes, 7th, just behind Linnell. Where is Jade in all of this? Jade is running a new helmet tonight. That's interesting. See if we can get a better shot of that soon. Blood and Sands have been disqualified from the session. Not sure what that is. And Jade has just started her lap now. Let's stay on board with Jade, number 4 car, as she's pushing like mad to get a qualifying lap done. Sorry, she did a 2-minute lap. And oh no, Jade's in the wall. And that is not going to be helpful for the British driver. Who's behind her though? Is that Yuzi? That looks like Yuzi to me. Where is Yuzi? Is that Yuzi? Yes, it is Yuzi, and he's on a lap now, but he's being impeded by Jade. But Jade is on a fast lap herself, so if it's out contact on that lap, oh dear. See, the thing is, Jade's on a lap. Jade is on a lap. She's under no obligation to let him through. I'm just going to keep an eye on this myself as Jade gets a snap of oversteer. I'm just going to keep an eye on what's happening here. It seems that oh no, that is okay. Okay, that is gonna. I think that will be looked at because it might. I think that could be judged as losing braking in it, but Yuzi has put himself in a bad position. I don't think that. Hopefully, that won't result in a penalty for Jade. Let's have a look at Ash, new driver. Ooh, very similar helmet to Jade. Are they running the same helmet? Ah, they are. It looks like they're running the same helmet in the so the 88 car coming through. Keep an eye on everything as best I can. Let's go back up to Jade actually, just to make sure that she's okay. I will check the thing. She's going to get a good tow from Sig, but I think she'll pull into the pit lane as well. DRS open. No, she's completing the lap. Not much ERS left. Crosses the line. now and goes 11th. So not a great improvement, but still a improvement over where she was. And she goes straight on at turn 1, maybe to let someone through who's already on a lap. And she tries not to hit the wall. Good job, Jade. Better driver than me right there. Where's T. Jonas, championship leader? He's just come through turn 1. He's just got a big shot. And I just forgot how beautiful that Salva helmet is there. So he's continuing on. The championship leader right now is continuing on to, he's passing to Williams. I think that is off the Pirate, who's on an outlap. There's someone in the wall, by the looks of it. Yeah, it's a Renault in the wall. And Racing Podge has been disqualified for being parked in a dangerous location. Where is Podge on track? He has not done a lap yet. Podge has been disqualified. Okay. That is unfortunate. But still. So, with 10 minutes left to go of the session, excuse me, we have Peter Seinheim on pole position ahead of Fredo, ahead of Invader Zippo, who's ahead of Ice Bolt, a good showing from the new driver, who is ahead of Yuzi in P5, then Ricky, the Welsh driver, in P6, then Linell in P7, and Sig in P8. S. Graham in P9, and Gaming Things rounding out the top 10. His teammate in P11, Smelly Badger in P12. T. Jonas, who we're watching on stream now, getting very close to the wall, is in 13th, but he hasn't set a lap. Farfra hasn't set a lap. Pirate, Daibush, Ash haven't set a lap. Billy and a few other drivers have been... Billy, I believe, was down to contact with the wall. Blood and Sands was disqualified. Podge was disqualified. Oh, no! What happened there? That looks like me getting something wrong. Nope, that was just... Oh, yeah, big snap of oversteer there. As I apologise for the half the screen being covered right now from T. Johnson. He's had to pull it into the pit lane. Looks like he must have skimmed it. As Farfra has retired, he hasn't done a lap yet. So that looks like a crash. Where is the Pirate, the Greek driver? Just about to complete his lap now. Crosses the line. And no, he must have been invalidated. So we're going to go on board with the Greek driver and watch him now. There is a car coming out of the pit. That's Yuzi, the championship contender now. Sector 1 and 2 yellow flags. Sector 1 yellow flags. Whoa! The Pirate getting it all out of shape there as I try and make it the worst Pirate joke. And Podge has left the session. Okay, that is hopefully down to a lag out, and hopefully he'll come back as we're watching the Pirate push on. Pushing on the Pirate. He's definitely not Captain Pub Wash in that Williams. He seems to have backed off just a little bit. I guess not. So where are we right now? Ash is in P9. Good job from the new shower in the Haas. As we're watching number 15, Williams come round. It's good to see Williams back on track in SFR. Welcome back, Williams. Welcome to the Pirate who has joined us. Look at that. Turn 8 is terrifying on this track, and I genuinely despise it. Not as much as I despise turns 1 and 2 at Japan, though, as last year. That gave me shudders each time we went through it. You can't wait for that this season. Oh, the Pirate skimming the barrier. Doesn't seem to be any damage on the Williams itself. Let's have a good look. No damage on the Williams itself, as he's now pushing on to complete his lap. It's been a pretty okay lap as S. Graham's retired. It looks like contact with the wall. Oh, perfect line there from the Pirate. He comes down now. DRS open. Williams about to cross the line. The line somewhere in that little missing glitch, and he goes P6 for the Pirate. Well done. Right in the middle of everyone. Where is Smelly Badger? Here's Smelly Badger in the Williams. In the Renault. You see, it's already started. It's qualifying, and it's already started. So I am just going to make sure that we know what we're doing. Sector 1 yellow flags. I'm not sure that is. It might be a glitch and just permanently yellow flag there. As Fredo goes even faster now. A 1:37.4 on the odds. Oh, Badger in the wall at turn 8. The first driver to fall foul for it in 2018 in season 3. And that is... oh, unfortunate. Obviously, just a bit of sponsorship now with the fact that later tonight we are running the Premier Division, which I myself will be live streaming as I always do. It will be on relatively straight after this event, so they will be getting back on the track as Sig retires, thinking he can't do any more in this session from P9. So yes, the Premier drivers will be going racing. They're all sat in the paddock watching these guys go racing, hoping to God that they don't wreck their cars too much. As Racing Podge rejoins us. Welcome back, Podge. Good to have you back in the grid. And that's why Sig retired. There's a stricken Mercedes. There's a stricken McLaren on the racing line. Luckily, there's no red flag in this game. Where is our friend T. Jonas, championship leader? Here the revs drop a little bit low on the Alfa Romeo there. Doesn't want to drop that too low at all, as he's pushing hard now to try and complete his lap. He's capable of a good performance here tonight, and I hope that everyone has a good race. Obviously 20 cars go racing tonight, and I'm very excited to watch all 20 of them. It's going to get a bit manic, but who cares? It's SpeedForce Racing. Coming through turn 8 now. Jonas doesn't make the mistake Badger did as he continues on. That Sauber seems to be completely planted, as right now Peter Solheim is on his outlap. Ricky goes P3 on his first outing. This is getting fantastic, as almost every driver is going for the ultra soft tyres right now. It seems that's the way to go if you want to be in the top 10. See what Jonas has to say about it, see if he has that same snap of oversteer. We're going to go into the T camera now to see how he reacts through this very quick section here. Let's have a look. Sector 1 yellow flags. Vinicius is the driver getting out of the way, getting towards the wall, makes his great move. Is there no snap of oversteer? There is not. The Sauber planted now. He's put a little bit more wing on the front, and he's continuing on. DRS open now as he pushes towards the end of the DRS straight into turn 1. He's got his eyes on the prize, and here goes P4 just behind Ricky. And where is someone we can look at? Let's have a look at Gamey. Where's Gamey? Brilliant to get it stopped there. Brilliant line through there, getting as close to the wall as he dares. Welcome to all the new viewers tonight on SpeedForce Racing, PS4's YouTube channel. Hello, I'm JB. If you don't know me, I'm the nutcase who sits here every Wednesday night for at least 4 hours and sits here and babbles about racing cars. And probably a bit of Doctor Who later, if you ask me nicely. Ask me any question, hashtag AskJB, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Normally do it in the chat rather than on Twitter, because I don't normally look at Twitter midway through the race. Jade Rios has retired. She cannot do enough from P14 on the grid with 5 minutes left to go in session. Where is the other Welshman in the Ferrari? There he is, running a nice white and red complex helmet as I mash every button on the thing. He's about to start his lap now. As I reach down to grab a coffee and have a sip of that. It's cold outside. It says about 3 this morning. 3 in the afternoon, so it's cold, but I don't care at this point. It's still just pure caffeine to get me through this, and I'm already hyper enough to watch these cars go nuts as we're watching Dyer come through to do his lap. We're actually going to jump up, though, to have a look at Ice Bolt. We haven't seen him yet. Here he is in the McLaren, the other McLaren. His teammate is in P10 right now, but that's under threat from Ash, Gamey, and Smelly, and Boosh himself. Let's have a look at, have a little critique of the helmet that the McLaren driver is using. So a green and black helmet. Peter Solheim thinks he definitely can't do enough from P2, and that is interesting that Fredo is going for a pole position tonight. As Yuzi's retired, it looks like that's a big crash. Looks like he got it wrong. As you see the McLaren, the green and black helmet. I'm going to judge that. I think it was pretty good, pretty swanky. You know me, always judging helmets on SFR. As he comes now, DRS open on the Renault-powered McLaren as he crosses the line and goes P4. Good showing from the Renault-power guys. Renault-power guys from the Renault-powered vehicle. But, oh, Boosh just hit the wall as we cut to him. Bits of red carbon fibre flying everywhere. That car's going to be very understeery, especially through this section. This is going to be terrifying for him. He's lifted off already, so he's got a little less speed. He should be flat through here. No, lifted off still. Sector 1 yellow flags. Not sure who that is. As Boosh is going to come down now. It's not going to really affect him through here, but those lift-offs through there, they're definitely going to affect his lap time. He's not going to put into the pit lane as of yet. He crosses the line now and does a 1:40.1, and that puts him into 11th place. Both Force Indians seem to be struggling tonight. As Fredo comes out again, the provisional pole sitter. I'm trying to think. Here's the Pirate once more as we see sector 2 yellow flags. Not sure who that is. We're on board with the Pirate once more. Rainy race, says Asher. Oh, this is getting interesting. Why have I not had a weather report from any driver right now? Sector 2 yellow flags, and that is just Ice Bolt getting out of the way. So yeah, I imagine Ice Bolt to be running a white or a blue helmet, you know, just because of ice. But no, he's running green, and I think green's a good helmet. Green is underused in racing nowadays, I believe. The Caterhams used to use. Caterham had some lovely cars. I even like the 2014 car. Sue me. As we're watching the Pirate now push as hard as he can to continue his lap. Getting it all lined up. Oh, skimming the barrier. Bits of Williams flying everywhere. Not used to that. Is it Williams? Oh, wait. So it continues on to go through the fast section. Let's go on board with him. This fast section, never get tired of looking at. He's going through this here. 1 apex, 2 apexes. Not enough damage to affect the wing, I don't think, as he continues on. DRS will be open in less than 100 meters right here. Pushing now, can the Pirate improve on P9? It looks like he cannot. It is a faster time, but it's not enough to beat Zippo's time right now as he gets turn 1 all wrong. Where's Lee now? Lee now is coming up to the car section now as the Pirate has retired in there. Whoa, Lee now's getting it all wrong and he's just clipped the edge of his wing off. I believe that's what just happened there, and he should have been allowed with 26 seconds left to go. Oh, he might have got away with it, you know. He might have just got away with it as we're on board now. We're trying to see who can do what. Right, the closest battler to Fredo's reign right now is Ricky. Now Lee's back in the wall again. I think this lap time is going to be significantly slower than his as Ash retires. So Ash is not able to continue. Where's Gamey? He's coming through turn 8 now. Let's have a look. Ice Bolt can't do any more. He's in P4 right now. Dyer can't do any more. So a bad showing from the Ferrari boy. Yellow flag there ahead. Who is that? That's Ash in the wall. Zippo P3 out of nowhere is the Honda powered Toro Rosso driver. Is Ricky going to allow that? Let's have a look. Where is Ricky? Ricky's coming through towards Sector 2 now. So we're going to jump back down to Gamey. We'll jump back up with Ricky in a bit. Where's Gamey going to go? Gamey must qualify higher than 15th. He knows he's got the pace and he's pushing it like mad right now. Want to keep it as smooth as possible coming through there. He's got the DRS open now. The Force India getting pushed to the ground, pushing as hard as he can. Everyone's finished except for these guys. And he goes P12 ahead of the Ferrari man. Where is Smelly Badger right now? Smelly Badger's pulling into pit lane. That's enough. Smelly Badger can't do enough. Where's T. Jonas right now? He's just coming up towards the terrifying section where Pierre Gasly and Brendan Hartley had almost a problem as they get ready. Oh, sliding towards it. Let's have a look. Where's Rick? Smelly Badger retires. Where's Rick though? Rick's behind him. Fredo getting out of the way. He can't do enough. Where's T. Jonas? I'm aware that we're just sitting on everything, but right now I'm on the edge of my seat as T. Jonas comes towards the end of his lap. Is he going to qualify higher than P6, the championship leader? He's doing a fantastic job because he's running in 2 leagues now, and he's doing amazing. I know T. Jonas really well, and he's a good guy. Crosses the line. Now P5 for him, P4 ahead of him. But Ricky, is he going to allow that? Ricky on his first time out goes P3! Second row of the grid, spoiling Zippo's party. And that is a fantastic grid right now. But there is our pole sitter, the Haas man of Fredo. You hear the engine powering there as he pulls into pit lane. He can't do enough. He's done enough. He's in P1 and he is on a good position. Oh, look at this. That's our grid there, and we'll wait for confirmation, but that is it. I don't think there was any penalty for the contact between Yuzi and Jade. I think there'll be a question. Lots of questions right now going on here. I will just reiterate. There it is now, that's our grid. And that is Fredo on pole position ahead of Petter Solheim, ahead of Ricky, ahead of Invader Zippo, the first Englishman, ahead of T. Jonas, the championship leader, ahead of Ice Bolt, ahead of Yuzi, ahead of Smelly Badger in P8, and the Pirate in P9, and Linel in P10. We will run through everyone outside the top 10 once we're on the grid. Just a reminder for all drivers, do not message during the chat, during the race, after qualifying or anything until from basically from when we get on into the loading screen to the podium celebrations. Do not message in the chat. You'll be at risk of a penalty handed to you by the admins. I had to say that because it is. Oh, that's very wet. Oh, I'm very excited now. If you know me at all, I adore wet conditions. I adore Baku, and this race has just got interesting. All those people with dry setups are in a terrible position because those corners down at the end of the straight are not flat in these conditions. And I am genuinely excited right now. Oh, I'm genuinely excited anyway. But you know, Gonna make sure that I am... Everything is as it seems, as we're watching the formation lap now, as Fredo will lead us away on the formation lap, getting everything set up for us. There's a Haas in the background. Ash, be careful, mate. This is a formation lap. Stay in formation if you can. And there we go. The seal tyres. Everyone's going for the intermediate tyres. So I am Bonnie right now. So let's run through the grid. Let's have a look. Here's Fredo in P1, the Haas man, who won the last race, and he is going to be having a good time. And a Peter Solheim in P2, ahead of Ricky, his first time out in SFR in P3. Then Zippo in P4, his highest qualifying position, ahead of T. Jonas in P5. Then Ice Bolt, his first showing, and a very well respectable P6 from him. And P7 from Yuzi, the man who is challenging for the championship. P8 is Smelly Badger in the Renault, showing his worth as normal. Smelly, a very good man and knowing what he's doing. The Pirate, his first time out, good to be in the top 10 if you're your first time out in P9, then Linal in P10. Now, the drivers that have been disqualified we can't look at, so there's Sig, who's been disqualified, Gamey, who's been disqualified, and Bush, who's been disqualified, and there's Ash in P14 right now, who's weaving to get his tyres all warmed up in these very dark conditions. In P15 is the other Mercedes of S. Graham, and P16 would be Jay, but she was disqualified early. Then it's Farfra in P17, poor qualifying from him, but I'm sure he'll be storming up the grid and having some great fun in that Red Bull, as normally Red Bull drivers do when they're storming up the grid. P18 is Wide Low Billy in the Williams, who was, I think he was sporting a McLaren outfit last time, but this time he's in the Williams. And in P19 is Blood and Sands, the other Red Bull. In P20 is Racing Podge, the Renault, who got disqualified. I'd like to see why he was disqualified. I think he was just parked up in a corner waiting for everyone to go through. Not too sure. Still, back up onto here. I'm already excited for this Grand Prix. And I am buzzing. Maybe it's the coffee. Maybe it's the speed. I don't know. Good luck to every driver as that is pulled. And I am very happy. As we're watching everyone come through. Gonna go on board. That is Fredo. I don't know if you can tell. I'm genuinely giddy right now. No like commentary trying to make everything look good. No, I'm genuinely excited. I haven't commentated over a wet race in so long. Oh. It's like when your girlfriend sees a cute animal. Ah. Yeah. They turn from really sophisticated women to, oh, it's fluffy. Versus me, it's oh, it's raining. Still, I'm nuts, and everyone else is too, as we're watching every driver line up. This will be interesting. What will happen at turn 1? It's a 90-degree right-hander. We're here for season 3 of SFR, and it's our fourth trip even to Baku, and we are getting excited. There is our third trip, sorry. As 5 red lights go on, and Fredo will lead us away. Now, drive-through penalty for the Williams driver, the Pirate, already getting a penalty from issues. But there's T. Jonas on the outside. He's going to make sure he doesn't hit it back, and Fredo leads us through. Ricky, no contact between Ricky and the T. Jonas in the background as everyone starts to swarm around. But there's a move. Peter Solheim for the lead, and oh no, Fredo in the wall. Pole sitter in the wall already, and there's Jocelyn from behind. Looks like Williams, and someone's span into the wall. Who was that? It looked like it was Linal. Yeah, Linal is in the wall. He was spun into the wall by someone. Oh, this is just getting fantastic already. This race has gone nuts. Blood and Sands is in the wall after contact. There's carbon fibre flying everywhere. Peter Solheim is now in the lead of this Grand Prix as we're watching everyone break into turn 3. There they go, and it seems Ricky and T. Jonas having a little bit of a battle as well in the background. We're trying to see why everything's happening. Jade is having an issue too. Where's Jade? Jade is fighting. Oh, big contact between Jade and I think that was Lee. Wide Low Billy passes through. Ash has been disconnected for some strange reason. Is that true? He has. He is either AI'd or disconnected right now. Either way, right now, that is not what you want to see on lap 1. Here we go. Here's Yuzi. Invader Zippo. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in this section here. Every driver seeming to get through okay. We're going to keep cutting through every driver to try and see if everyone gets through okay, because I'm curious. Yeah, they all seem to be getting through okay. Oh no! That's a Force India in the wall. Where is it? I think that was Jade. It was. The number 4 Yuzi is retired. Oh no! Even bigger crash. Jade is out of this Grand Prix. Yud and Jade and Sig is out too. What is happening here in SFR as Ash is overtaking everyone under Boosh is gone too. Lots of drivers getting it wrong. And right now, if Ash, you are listening, mate, get in your car and start racing, because this isn't all you do. Jay's left the session out of frustration. I think that's exactly what's happened there. I didn't see any message about Ash leaving, but in the first lap, we've lost 4 drivers. Ash has rejoined us. I apologise, Ash. I didn't realise you were here. The Pirate's gone too on his first time out. Oh, I'm so sorry, everybody, about the amount of crashing, but they've been caught out with the setups in this round. Here's Zippo closing into Smelly Badger's on the track, and here comes Zippo straight in there. Oh no, that looked like contact between Iceball and Spadger. I'm not sure what happened here, and this is going to be 26 laps of utter insanity here. And I apologise, Ash, that I didn't realise you'd been disconnected. Blood and Sands getting a 5-second stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and that's understandable for that. Lots of drivers in the pit lane, they are going to be fuming, but they can push. T. Jonas in P3 now, sector 1 and 3, yellow flags. Who is that? That's Fredo in the wall again. The Pirate has left the session down to it. And this is getting absolutely feisty as to see Zippo losing the back end. We're going to try and keep track of where everyone is. We're going to put onto the timers here. Why is Blood and Sands on the super soft tyres now? It's definitely not. Oh, that's Iceball getting close to the wall. Ice getting very close to the wall. Let's have a look at Blood and Sands. Has that clicked over to the wrong tyres? Oh dear. No, Linnell is out of this Grand Prix already. No, sorry, not. I apologise. He's got it wrong at turn 2. Here is Fredo on board with the pole sitter, who's currently in P5, who seems to be struggling. Ash is less assassin again. This seems that this lobby is not being kind to him. S. Graham's have been full foul. Who's that? Blood and Sands is out. Blood and Sands getting it all wrong, and we have lost a fair few drivers, and that is what happens when you pick the wrong setup in these conditions, and that is unfortunate. Daibush has left himself. And oh dear. There's lots of arguments already, and I think that it's already started. And oh, Six got it wrong. Not Six, sorry. I suppose got it wrong, but first Smelly Badger's got it wrong. Yellow flags. Who's that? Fredo is gone. The pole sitter is gone. Peter Solheim's going actually for an easy run tonight. Where's Ash? Ash has rejoined us now. He's getting close. S. Graham's got it wrong. Racing Podge is being blocked by the looks of it. Here's Podge trying to get close. Fredo has left the session out of frustration. And this is insanity. Remember, drivers are still racing. If you're watching the stream, please don't look. Please do not type in the chat as S. Graham pulls into the pit lane. I will look in for chat in a moment. The message I've just been left. If any drivers do pop in, do not message in for chat. Drivers are still racing. Out of respect for them, do not message. Let's have a look and have a breather for a moment. Okay. So it seems that there has been... Oh, Sector 1 yellow flags. Who is that? That seems to be T. Jonas. Has T. Jonas got a missing front wing on his Sauber? Ash has left the session once more. So it seems that Ash's internet connection just isn't cutting it tonight. That's very odd. Yeah, T. Jonas is running wounded. Let's have a look here. Yeah, so it seems that there's been a lot of lag in this session, and Daibush is not happy with one of them. How are you doing, Dyer, anyway, mate? Apart from this obvious incident, if you could give us a brief interview of how qualifying went for you. It seemed that you seemed to struggle. Anywho, as I'm trying to get drivers involved in the chat, let's have a look at Billy. Here's Billy right now, closing up to Smelly Badger. Ash has rejoined us once more. Here's Billy. He's trying his hardest to get past Badger. And I'm trying my hardest to work out exactly what happened. We've gone from 20 drivers to 13 on the within 3 laps of this Grand Prix. And it seems that everyone seems to struggle with setup around here and not knowing what to choose. Sector 2 yellow flags. I'm not sure who that will be. There's no one's time dramatically dropping. Sector 3 yellow flags as well. Someone's crashed high up on the after turn 8. Here's Smelly Badger though. Obviously no DRS in these conditions. Peter Solheim's getting it a little bit wrong. Here's the run that Billy needs. He's had to lift off though. He's got the slipstream. Smelly Badger pulls to the left. And look at that. Pretty easy move from the Williams driver as he pulls alongside Smelly Badger and passes him for P6. That's Podge. I do apologise. And that's why Badger pulled to the left early to show that he was coming into the pit lane. Let's have a look at Ricky now. We didn't get a chance to look at his helmet. That is a black and green helmet, and it'll be interesting to see what every driver has to say after that start. It seems as lap 4, ladies and gentlemen, and right now we have Peter Solheim in the lead ahead of Ricky, who's ahead of T. Jonas, who's ahead of Invader Zippo. They're ahead of Billy. It seems that Zippo and oh, who's that? As who's that? Billy? Is that an incident? Or is that Zippo? Zippo looks to have an incident. So Toro Rosso, yeah. Is that a missing wing? No, it's not. Oh, I don't know what's happening here. Peter Solheim in the lead, ahead of Ricky, ahead of T. Jonas, ahead of Icebolt, ahead of Billy, who is not on screen, ahead of Zippo, who is on screen, who's ahead of Racing Podge. Then it's Ash in P8. Here he is. No, it's not Ash in P8, sorry, because his position will not count if he does not race. Then it's Gaming Things in P9 and Smelly Badger in P10. Linell in P11 after having to stop from a big accident. Farfbra in P12 after having to stop for his own accident. And S. Graham leading up the field at the end of it already. So that is it. It seems that everyone's calmed down just a little bit in this race because everyone's been spread out. And obviously the drivers we've lost involve the pole sitter of Fredo, Blood and Sands, Pirate, Boosh, Sig, Yuzi and Jade, who unfortunately all had incidents during the wet. It'll be interesting to see how many drivers will be reporting incidents. That will obviously all be put up at the end of the Grand Prix. At the end of the Grand Prix, everyone's here. Here's Icebolt apparently defending against Billy. Billy showing his worth as he passes him, and Gaming Things passing Ash as well. Ash's Ghoster car. And Billy is the fastest man on the track right now, 154.6, a drastic time change to... hold on, is he still on the outside? Yeah. Icebolt was trying to give him another shot, but he chooses not to. Look at that, he's shifting now, they're keeping the throttle in, so just to try and use engine braking to slow the car down. It seems Billy's got a better exit down to dirty air right now, and he's continuing on. So, you tell you what, he's getting close again. So it seems that Billy has good exit speed, but Bolt seems to be able to catch up quicker. Just out of curiosity, I wonder what number Bolt's running. Seems he can't have number 10 anymore. 23! That's interesting. So 23 McLaren versus the 15 Williams. The 15 Williams, I think. No. 33 Williams, I'd like to say. No, not 33. I can't remember numbers. I'm so sorry. Smelly Badger pulls into pit lane, not being able to do enough on those tyres and that wing. So lots of wings being brought here. Virtual safety car as S. Graham is gone. I'm not sure who that was. I think that was down to the big incident. So that is a virtual safety car as we get ready. And we can have to take a breather now. So that is 12 cars. And we have 26 laps of racing. So the VSC is out ahead. So this is our grid right now. We have Peter Solheim ahead of Ricky, who's ahead of T. Jonas, who's ahead of Billy, who's ahead of Ice, who's ahead of Zippo, who's ahead of Podge, who's ahead of Gaming, who's ahead of Ash, who's not here, who's ahead of Lee, who's ahead of Farfra, who's ahead of Smelly. And there we go. You're welcome for the speed I went through that, purely because safety car will be ending ever so slightly soon. Here we go. Seems the closest battle on track will be these two. So here is Ricky. We can see when Ricky gets close. We don't get any safety car warning of when it's going to happen, when it drops. So he's managing the delta right now as best he can. Once again, welcome to anyone who's joining us. If you don't know a little bit about me, hi, I'm JB. I'm the nutter that sits here and screams as we go green here in Baku. As I sit here and scream and go nuts about racing cars, as I always do. You see that? Look at that. Ricky has got a good position from where he started. He wasn't braking, so he was able just to power out of the corner, and he's gained a few tenths on Pedder ahead. Pedder, though, is not going to give up that position without a fight. He's done a brilliant job to get into P1 and just managed to stay out of the collisions. There's a chunk of Red Bull there. Both Red Bulls, though. No, one Red Bull still racing in this race, and that's Farfbra. Okay, it's a little message here from Boosh. I like to read messages from Boosh. Boosh is very active in chat. If you don't know Boosh, he's a Ferrari driver. Didn't even check the weather. Planned to do so on one lap on super soft tyres. Stayed away from the ultras for one stop. Had the lag straight off the line. Just couldn't race at all. Okay, mate. If you have footage of that, send it into the stewards, and we will have a look at it, and we will see what happens. But as you can see, all the drivers now all the drivers that we have in this session are continuing on. Through all of those incidents, we only have one virtual safety car, and that was S. Graham, and that will obviously most of these guys will be able to do this whole race on these tyres anyway. And it's going to be a good scrap for P10 between Smelly, Farfbra, and Sector 1 yellow flags. Not sure who that is. That is Lee. Yeah, that's Lee getting it wrong again. I think there's another chunk of the Toro Rosso's wing come off. It seems it seems lots of drivers being caught out with the weather tonight. Yeah, it's an easy mistake to make if you don't check the weather. Normally I get messages from oh, Lee into the wall again. That's just down to him not having any wing. Normally I do get messages from some of the drivers saying, oh, here's the weather, but I didn't get any tonight, so I had no idea until Ash mentioned it in our chat. It was going to be this wet, and we're on lap 7 here. But yeah, once again, if you have any footage you need to send in to the stewards, send in by about 10 AM tomorrow morning as T Jonas pulls into pit lane. That is so the stewards can review it, take a look at it, and get it back to you done as soon as possible before everything's done. Here's the championship leader pulling into the pit lane. Is that Nuno's on the Sauber? Yes, it is. As Invader Zippo has left. Is that lag? That is lag related. Zippo has left. So this session has been very laggy. And, well, Sector 2 yellow flags. Who is that? Is that Gamey? No, it's Podge. No, Podge, not Podge. Who is that? Who's in Sector 2? Let's have a look. Yeah, who is that? That's Badger. Let's have a look. Is that Smelly Badger? Yes, it is. Smelly Badger seems to have made a mistake into there. Has he got... Yeah, he's got a chunk of his front wing missing. He's gone down the inside. That's a big dive bomb. Very ambitious move from the Renault driver. And it seems that Lee now's been able to hold him off. Sector 2. Ricky's gone in his first race. Oh, no. We'll go up to wide. So go to Billy so we can have a look at what happens as Farfborough becomes the fastest man on track. I'm very torn everywhere right now. And I'm trying to make sure everything's okay. Set there. Ricky's lost it. Oh, dear. Oh dearie me, this is getting interesting. A lot of drivers being able to push on. Oh, Podge is in the wall as well. Renault having a sour day for them as Lee now pulls into pit lane once more for the Toro Rosso driver. And this is getting into a Grand Prix that is very much like Baku. It seems that we're going to have a different winner tonight. To be honest, most of these drivers tonight have not won Grand Prix. I know Peter Solheim has, and I think Smelly Badger has. Podge has won a Grand Prix in SFR, but not many of the others. Here is T Jonas. That's not T Jonas. That is Invader Zippo, who has not rejoined the session. And that's just a pretty easy move there from the Sauber driver, just going straight through him. You know what? Sometimes I reckon Vettel could wish that he could go straight through him. Just having to deal with some admin messages whilst I'm on stream. Normally I don't, but tonight I think I will, because there seems to be a few incidents. Let's see, look at that, T Jonas. I think he's driving wounded, but that's Gamey Things. Gamey Things is gaining. The Force India gaining on Sauber. The two of my favourite Formula 1 teams are gaining. No DRS. Look at the speed difference. Jonas driving wounded right now is able just to move and not able to defend as well. It's going to be a braking contest though. T Jonas is much braver on the brakes. Where's Gamey? Gamey's still there. Not even little tap on the tyre, but no damage. And it's these Sector 3 yellow flags. That's miles away though. And these two are going to continue battling on. And this shows that Gamey is great in these conditions, as he always is. Once again, Sector 3 yellow flags. I think that is down to... I'm not sure who that is. I think that's... Oh, I don't know who... I really don't know who that is. T Jonas getting a snap of oversteer though, as he tries to defend from Gaming Things as he's sliding around. Look at this. Gotta check everything. Yeah, okay. No messages in the chat yet. Once again, if you have a question to ask me, hashtag AskJB. It can be from anything from Formula 1 related things to how long are my toenails. I don't mind. Just ask me anything. I do like to talk about myself because I'm a bit vain. There's Farfborough going straight past the Toro Rosso. It seems. What's happening here? What's happened with Zippo? Ah, okay. What might have happened here is that Zippo is currently driving with a broken wheel stand. So why is people coming out on the dries? It is not dry weather conditions. And yeah, I think that might have been a mistake there from Racing Podge. In these conditions, I would. Now, what's happened, as I tell the story, is that Zippo is driving with a broken wheel stand. So he's having to manage that, and I think what may have happened, he might have knocked it and had to regaffetate. Oh, Farfaro's retired. Let's have a look. Oh, that's why. And Zippo's done exactly the same. I think that's what something's gone wrong with that, with his wheel as well. Oh dear, lots of contact as Gaming Things past this T Jonas. They're going side by side once more. Two of my favourite Formula 1 teams are going completely at it, and two of my good friends are going at it too. Look at T Jonas, he's trying to come back at him, he's right alongside him. Who's ahead? It's T Jonas in the braking zone once more. Gaming going for the switchback, but he doesn't yet. And it seems these two are both closing up on Ice Bottle Head. Remember, these two are greatly experienced in SFR. Yeah, Gamey choosing not to overtake your route here. Farfborough has left the session. That is 10 drivers remain in this session. So sector 3 yellow flags. I'm not sure who that is. Lots of things right now. I got a message. Sorry. Racing Badger. Is that that's not Smelly Badger, is it? It might be you. You might have just typed it in the pit lane. I'm just curious now. What's this? Been like I won't read that aloud. But yes, it seems that this track right now is claiming a lot of its victims in sector 2 in the difficult times, and I think that is Solheim lapping someone. No, it's not. It's just this is getting very difficult. Let's have a look at Pod. Pod just come out on the soft tyres. Is he coming into change? He's not coming into change. So that's a gamble if I've ever seen one. Oh, hold on. That's it. Stopped raining. It has stopped raining. Podge has made the biggest gamble on the road. He's on soft tyres and it has stopped raining. And now suddenly I'm interested because I've been looking at my phone. Gamey thinks that T-Jonas going once again. And has. T-Jonas got damage. T-Jonas' damage is still there. But T is coming back at him. T and Gamey. Gamey crossing over his line, knowing how to defend. He chooses not to go down inside. Look at that. T-Jonas just can't do anything with that damaged tyre this time. But yes, lots of wheel spin from every car as they're pushing hard. Ice is on the soft tyres. People are... That's it. It's dry tyre time. And this is going to change up the Grand Prix dramatically. Sector 1, who's that? I think that might be T-Jonas. No, it's not. Who is that? Ash still hasn't come back. Who's that? I'm cutting through to see where it is. Okay. The closest battle on track, though, is Smelly Badger, cloning up to Linnell's back end. As you do. Toro Rosso and Renault, not great fans in Formula 1, but still good drivers here. Two good men trying to prove themselves in this race, and to be honest, they're doing it really well because they're still going. I don't think I would have crashed out a few times ago, even with all my wet weather, experience. Obviously, I claimed a podium back in season 1, sorry, in Spa in these conditions, but it didn't go dry, it just stayed wet. Either of these drivers going to pull into the pit lane? No one else in the pit lane yet. Zippo's on an outlap though, and he's going to feel like, Linnell's in the pits, so they're calling for... Oh, Lee's... No! Lee is out of the Grand Prix in such the worst way you can be. And, oh dear. And, Lee is going to be absolutely furious. Absolutely furious with himself. That was a mistake that he didn't want to make, and I think it's dry times, you know. I think it's just a bit of dry now. We're going to go on board. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what to do anymore. I'm just going to attempt to work out all of this. Try and work out what I'm doing right now. I'm quite stunned with all of this. I'm going to put that there. So we're on board with Invader Zippo. But we're going to have a look at Racing Podge, because Racing Podge was here. Racing Podge has got no front wing either. Yeah, Chopper saying Lee. That is unfortunate for Lee. Well, on next week, can I reserve again? Yeah, Pro Oliver, if you just make sure you DM us, we'll get you in a reserve spot. Either league, and we will see what we can do. Yeah, Lee, I think that's just down to going a little bit too fast on some worn tyres. As you see the Renault guys pulling in super soft tyres ready for him, and many drivers calling for it. And that is T-Jonas now pulling in. DRS has been enabled. All the people on the dry tyres are in the best position right now. So as I'm trying to make sure that everything's okay, I've got this. Yeah, lots of conversations in the chat now. Welcome. Make yourself known if you're in the chat, as Racing Podge gets a 5-second stop-go penalty for crossing the pit lane line at the end of the pit lane. And okay, sector 1 yellow flag. That's just Podge himself. So 9 drivers remain in this Grand Prix on lap 11. We're going to run through it now with Peter Solheim in P1, ahead of Wide Load Billy in P2, ahead of Gamey Things in P3, ahead of T-Jonas, championship leader, in P4. Then it's Icebolt in P5, good job. It should be Ash in P6, but he is not in this Grand Prix, or he's not controlling his car, so there'll be no points for him. P7 will be Badger and Zippo, who's just coming into the pit lane for, I think, they're just new tyres. Good job from him. Whoa, and there's part of his teammate there getting flipped up in where is Zippo? In P8, and running out the finishers right now is Podge. The drivers we've lost, get ready because there's a few of them. Lionel, after dramatically crashing in the pit lane ahead, and then it's Farfborough, then Ricky, then Graham, then Fredo, then Blood, then Pirate, then Boosh, then Sig, then Yuzi, then Jade. Oh, God, don't ask me to say that all at once. Watching all of these drivers continue on around here, and it's a fantastic time. You see, Pedder has just been controlling this race already. And look at that, the McLaren seems to be finding its feet once more in these conditions. He chases after T. Johnson P4, who is nearly 25, 26 seconds ahead of Gamey. But Gamey is just pulled into pit lane. Gamey is going to be overtaken. Gamey has just been passed. I think, has he been passed? No, he hasn't been passed. Gamey's just been in the pit lane. Ash has been in the pit lane, but he's not here. Zippo, is that a new no? Zippo's on an outlap. I'm starting to lose control of how to work this thing because my brain's completely going to reset. So 9 drivers remain, and that is unfortunate to see with all of this stuff. Where is Badger? Is Badger pulling into pit lane this lap? I believe he is. This track is basically bone dry now. Very overcast conditions here in Baku as we're going on forwards. So lap 12 here is Badger. No, Badger's out of this Grand Prix. And that was the lightest touch in the world, but that should be a safety car. Virtual safety car has been deployed as the marshals come out to rescue that car. Oh. And look, everyone's taking a breath. See, the car's not ghosted. Because I believe that we have ghosting turned off, purely because I like the idea of them not being able to crash in there. Smelly Badger leaving the session. 8 drivers remain. This track has been incredibly difficult. I think it's only 7 drivers actually remain, though, with Ash not being in control of his car. But yes, this track has been proving very difficult. And I'm going to do, while we're under virtual safety car, I'm going to do a little reading, as I always do, which is, hi, if you wanted to have a look at the Premier Division, they're racing again later as we go green here in Baku. They'll be going racing once more around this track later on this evening, where I, myself, JB, will be back over in the commentary box, in the posh commentary box, where we will be watching the Premier drivers go completely nuts around this track and hopefully not have as much carbon fibre bills as this division has given us. It should be interesting. If you want to have a go at racing with us, drop us a message on SpeedForce Racing PS4 on Facebook, and that is come and have a go if you think you're fast enough. And yeah, we have seats, lots of places for seats in both. Well, actually, we're full right now in GP2, but there are places in Premier. So if you want to have a pop over to Premier, I believe there's spaces at least. I can't even remember these days. See, this is the point now. I'm in the middle of commentary, and I can't remember for the life of me what I'm talking about. But anyway, if you want to have a go, pop us a message, and we'll have a look at where we can fit you in sometime in this game. Obviously, we have lots of drivers coming up. Lots more races coming up. We're only on round 4 here, as we're on board with Podge, who's on the super soft tyres, who's trying to eat away at Invader Zippo's gap, who's still on an outlap apparently. Anyway, oh, Zippo! Oh, he was lucky to get rid of that. See, fucking Badger had done that, the same thing as I try not to swear. I do apologise for that. You hear me sing. See, I can't sing to save my life, and yet I still say that. Peter Solheim is the fastest driver on track, but right now, oh yeah, Peter Solheim is being followed. He's lapped Zippo, who's catching up with him. Obviously, some little recognition thing. If you don't know about, if you don't know, today is actually Murray Walker's 95th birthday. So happy birthday, Murray Walker, from all of SpeedForce Racing. I did, for a moment when I was at college, I saw this, a post on Facebook about it, and I thought that he had died, and I absolutely cried. Then I realised it was just his birthday post. So, we will see what we can do, as we're trying to keep an eye on everything right now. As I just have to deal with another message, I do apologise. So, sorry about the silence for a moment as I try and say, yeah, Paris, it's unfortunate. What happened was, if you weren't here at the start of this Grand Prix, is that in this Grand Prix it started out wet and many drivers didn't realise how wet it was going to be. So that cost them time, and they were all running dry setups, which has obviously from intermediates to dry conditions have been good, but at the same time it's a struggle to do, and there was a lot of lag apparently. So what can we do? We're just going to pack all these drivers who are packing up and moving on to the next Grand Prix, as they always do. I believe there's a glitch there saying that Zippo's on an out lap. He definitely isn't. He's done 3 laps on them. So yes, I apologise for the silence there. Apologies for the silence there. I was just having to do a message quickly. But yes, it has been a pretty full race right now. Here is Billy. Let's have a sit on board with him. Right now we've entered the 2016 phase. As the sun comes out over Baku of here, as every driver is pretty far apart. So I'm just going to sit here and look at Billy in the Williams. Doing a good job so far. Looking for his first podium. The same as Gaming Things, looking for his first podium of Season 3. The car number 30 Williams sliding round. Yeah, it was a pretty unfortunate race start. Anyway, Paris, how are you today? As I wait for an answer, because I forget it is an instant. Still on board well, still following Billy. If you have any requested driver to have a nose at, well, we can see their lines. We can, as they're pretty all spread apart. But ask me any questions you like, from how long my toenails are to how short my hair is, and I will let you. I'll let you know. Hashtag AskJB in the chat, and I am wanting to have a good chat with everyone, because this race has slowed down to a point where everyone's pretty far apart, and that's what you guys are here for. If you're watching, drop me a message, say hi, say anything, introduce yourself. If you're going to pick your nose, I mean, you can, but you know. I spend too much time online, as you can tell why I'm saying that. But still, lots of things have happened in this Grand Prix. Most notably, Wide Load Billy is his second time out, and he's doing a very comfortable job right now in P2. Let's have a look though at Gamey. Here's Gamey in P3. The Force India seems very stable. Seems like he was able to control his car on the dry setup versus many who struggled. There's a lot of lag apparently off it. Yeah, practicing with Prem tonight. That is good to see you back on track. Been a while since we've seen you on track, Paris, and it'd be fantastic to see how you go. Tonight is going to obviously be straight after this race, barring any little developments. I will be almost instantly, I think, 5-minute gap between here and the Premier stream beginner, as we get everything sorted for Premier to go racing. No co-commentators tonight, only me for GP2, and it's going to be fantastic to see how all of you drivers can continue. So, what do you do with your week? Anybody, what do you do with your week? If you want to answer that, I will answer first. I am at college, and I'm studying creative media, and I'm quite enjoying it. I'm actually going to reveal now that I'm working, part of my I guess thesis would be the fact that I'm working here. Sorry, it's T. Jonas. Yep. Part of my thesis right now is I'm working on a new logo for SFR. I love the current one. Just having an idea, trying to see if I can have an idea, see if I can do not better, but see if I can go for a different approach for the leagues. But that may be taking a while to get right. And hold on, that's an interesting glitch. So T. Jonas has got 3 soft tyres on and 1 intermediate tyre on. Interesting motive there from the championship leader in P4. Still, he's starting to close in on Gaming Things. He's one of the spoiled of Force India's parties. We have just 10 laps to go on this Grand Prix, and everyone is calmed down, but at the same time they're going absolutely crazy right now. Everyone in these conditions will be pushing hard. We just want to do this. I hope there is plenty of wings as well, Chopper. It reminds me, though you're not driving a McLaren, but it feels a bit like Austria when they had to bring a lot of McLaren wings over. Hopefully they have enough. Still, I tell you what's very interesting. I'm going to complain now about something that's totally unrelated to it. Hold on, let's have a look here. So Ash's ghost car is starting to catch up to Zippo. Okay. Obviously in the position that Ash is, I apologise for that notification coming up. I forgot to send them off once more. Obviously in this situation of Ash will not be counted as he is not in the Grand Prix. As who's he up to? Who's Zippo starting to close up to? That is oh yeah, that's Pedder, sorry. So I'm just going to gush about something that's completely unrelated. I like Riverdale. Riverdale is one of my favourite TV series right now. Unfortunately, though, in America, its new series is starting soon. By soon, I mean in about a few hours. Versus in the UK, we don't get it until Thursday. A little bit annoyed about that. Don't know if you can tell. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's a... It would have been nice to see a full battle on track. It would have been nice to see a few more drivers on track, but it seems that tonight has just been not one of those nights. Currently midway through is having a chat with the admins to try and see what happened at the start of that race, see if we can understand it. But more importantly right now, look who has been creeping up to the podium. It would have been nice to see a full battle of all 20 cars. The first time in Season 3 we've had 20 cars on track, and it does this. Oh dear, it seems that lots of things happen. But yes, as S. Graham was left for session, S. Graham has been sat here watching for a while. Oh, that's contact with the wall. Has he got away with it? Has T. Jonas got away with it? As you see, Christmas tree tyres lighting up as normal. Seems that we've got a lot of drivers going nuts. Sector 1 yellow flags, I'm not sure who that will be. It might be someone getting out of the way of Peter Solheim. It seems that the other Sauber has got away with it. Can this be a 1-3 for Sauber here, as they're pushing their absolute hardest for this Grand Prix? See, we've got 7 laps. Oh no, T. Jonas! And that's a trip to the pit lane for him. That's dirty air affecting the car. And if he can, I'll tell you what, if he can stay out and close up to Gamey, he'll be in a good mood. But no, it's too great. He's got to pull into the pit lane, and he does pull into the pit lane, and that is heartbreak for the championship leaders. There goes Icebolt alongside him. Icebolt is having a good Grand Prix in the McLaren. His first time out. Congratulations to him in P4 right now. It would be a good position if he finishes in there. So let's run through the finishes of this the current standings in this Grand Prix, with Peter Solheim in pole position, in top dog on the top 7 podium in P1. Then Billy in P2. Wide low Billy is doing a good job for the Williams team. Gamey in P3. And Icebolt in P4. T. Jonas, who's just in the pit lane, in P5. He's going to be frustrated with that accident. Then Zippo in P6. He's been lapped. Should be Ash in P7, but that won't be counted. So that makes Racing Porch in P7. There we go. Pick a driver, any driver. Let's go on board with Icebolt as he tries to close down on Gamey. It'd be interesting because Gamey's on younger tyres than Ice. It might be that Ice has genuinely got some pace in that McLaren, which, you know, that is a little bit of hope for me to say that, sorry. Sorry, we're just getting trying to sort out some of the things. We have some requests from drivers for Premiere. I do apologise that I went silent for a moment. Normally I don't do this in the chat on stream, but I am doing it today because there's been a lot of question marks in this Grand Prix. But Ice is starting to close in on Gamey at a rate of knots. But not a rate of knots, quite a chunk though on that straight. Look at that. Anywho, you see Ice, it seems to be very quick on the straights, but seems to struggle in the bendy bits in the middle corner. So that is very good for Ice to be able to push this hard. 7 laps to go of this Grand Prix. I'm going to put my phone away now because I don't need it for a bit. And I think that all the messages have been sorted, so I can ignore them now. I do apologise for doing this on stream. I'm used to just sitting here and chatting, but I think I actually had to do some messages today, which, well, yeah, it's not good, but I still had to do it. Anywho, 20 seconds behind these guys is the championship leader, T. Jonas. His closest rival in the championship was Yuzi, who's unfortunately crashed out of this Grand Prix early on. Yeah. This is a good day for T. Jonas right now, but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna have a look at the championship standings right now. Pull it up, as I do. Hello, Lonnie. How are you, mate? I'm gonna have a look at the championship standings. Today has been quite the Grand Prix for us here in GP2. Lots of contact and what's this? Oh yes. I have some good news for the Premier drivers. If you for later on. Let's have a look here. Yeah, the closest driver, I'll tell you what. Farfborough is out. He's got go. You have to in the championship. Where's Pedder? Solheim's in P8 right now in the championship, and he's going to be pretty far up now as you're looking at Gamey Things and Icebolt have got very close together. Can Icebolt get a podium on his first race here in SpeedForce Racing? It will be a dream debut for the McLaren driver as he comes up to pass the Force India. He's pulling to the inside, he's having a look, and he's gone for it. He's completely passed him on 2-lap older tyres, and Gamey's still fighting it. They're still going at it side by side into this corner, but Gamey's had to concede. The P3 with 6 laps to go is Icebolt, and that is the Papaya Orange McLaren, and I'm getting too excited about a McLaren on the podium, but I haven't had this for a fair while in Formula 1, and I'm very happy to say this, that the expense of game, we do apologise for that, but look at this, for a debut driver, this is magnificent drive. He's controlled it during the wet, but he has got to defend from Gamey. The race is far from over yet. Gamey in the Force India is not going to give it up. He's going to charge back and try and fight back and get that position back. See Gamey sorting out a little slide there from the guy, so maybe he's starting to wear his tyres a little bit more than Ice is. Be interesting to see how they go through here. These tyres obviously been on for a while, and this is giving a good gauge to the Premier drivers who are watching, who can see how far the tyres are going from a wet start of the Grand Prix. DRS open on the Force India now, looking inside to close in. Just a 10th, another 10th, another half a 10th. Is it going to be enough? It is not enough. Ricky is left. Unfortunate for Ricky on his debut to crashed out. But it seems that Icebolt is gaining from this, and he's wanting to prove himself, throwing his hat into the ring. It might be round 4, but the championship is far from over yet. As we look at this, here is Gamey. Gamey is closing in 39 on 23, but not any movement yet. Gamey is able to defend just as well. Yes, that news will pop up. If you're looking in the chat right now, there's a little bit of a news, but that is going to pop up later on in the Premier stream, which is obviously straight after this stream. I will be hosting it as normally do. Hello! I'll see you over in the posh box after I run around and try and get drivers' interviews later on. I don't think we'll be doing any tonight, as there's too much of a rush between it, but still. Premier obviously straight after, as we're watching this. Contrast to 23 laps ago, sorry. It was drenched here. It was so wet in Baku that I had to take a canoe up to the commentary box. Versus now, I tell you what, I'm going to change into my shorts and t-shirt, put on my sunglasses, and I'm going to push. I'm going to push? I'm not going to push. Now, Invader Zipper has gone on to ultra soft tyres to go for the fastest lap of this Grand Prix. Still, Gamey's dropped back, so his tyres seem to have just given up a little bit earlier than Icebolt's in P3 now, sorry. But he's got quite a way away from him and Billy in P2. Let's have a look at how the leader is going right now. Peter Solheim, he's doing a good job and he's quite the way away. But that is just down to, I believe, how the race has gone in this here. It's been quite a stressed race and all that, as all the drivers are getting ready. The Premier drivers are ready for invites, but we will not be going racing in Premier yet, obviously, because we've got to finish GP2 first. And right now, GP2 are having fun. Peter Solheim is in first position, ahead of Wide Load Billy by 25 seconds, who is ahead of Ice Bolt, the debutante. Then it's Gaming Things in P4, trying to chase after the debutante, but he can't get close right now. Then T. John's Championship leader in P5, Evaded Zippo in P6, and it's Racing Podge in P7 as Ash does not count. The drivers we have lost in this Grand Prix, let me take a breath. Smuddy Badger, Linal, Farfra, Ricky, Cess Graham, Fredo, Blood and Sands, Pirate, Diboosh, Sig, Yuzi, and Jade all failed to finish this Grand Prix, which is heartbreaking to say the least. You want to see every driver get ready to finish, but it seems that tonight has not been their night. It was a difficult start, and I think this track going from wet to dry is a very difficult track in general. And there was obviously reports of lag, but that was that will be looked at by the stewards as normal. It'd be interesting to see what happened in this Grand Prix. If you are enjoying the stream, consider having a go at us, having a look to race with us. Come to SpeedForce Racing PS4. If you think fast enough for Prem, have a go. If you want to see how fast Prem are, well, just wait around. Not long now until Premier will be kicking off. The guys are already in the garages. They'll be preparing for their race now, and they'll be getting ready in their cars to get ready to see what everything is happening. We're coming on board with the driver in first position. He is the well, he's not the closest driver on track to anyone. He's actually pretty on his own. But obviously, Premier going racing soon, so we'll be sat there watching them. But right now, we've got Peter Solheim in first position. The car number 4, running 2 number 4s in this league. We have Jade, who's also running number 4 in the Force India. To be honest, I go off helmets half the time. Everyone knows that in Speed Force. I love I love helmets. Take that in any form you will. But look at that, so smooth through here, so smooth. You got to question sometimes whether Solheim would be more suited to Premier, but I think he's having a good time. And to be honest, he's a whole pit stop ahead. He could put into pit stop, put on the ultra soft tyres, and go for the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. But if you have any requests on who we're going to look at, oh, thank you, Ollie. Being thanked on stream for doing commentary. Thank you, Ollie, for saying that. Pro Oliver, thank you for that. Ah, Lonnie, tonight's your debut. Well, welcome, Lonnie. Lots of debuts happening right now. It's Racing Porsche because the fastest man on track. He's closer to Zippo in P6. No, he hasn't. He's been lapped by Zippo in P6. Lots of debuts been happening in Speed Forces. We've had a bit of a restructure to try and find drivers to fill the missing grids we got right now. You see, I sort of want to run through the championship order for Premier, but I'm not going to yet. That's a surprise. But look at that. Evaded Zippo on the ultra soft tyres is just trying to continue. I think Ice Bolt is now the fastest man on track at 1:43.6. Times will begin to tumble now with it being dry gaming. Things the fastest one on track with 1:35.4. So these drivers all beginning to push now. It's lap 25, the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix, as we're heading towards lap 26. T. Johnson now the fastest man on track by quite a margin as we're getting ready to finish off the GP2 race here in Baku. Next week we'll be heading to the luscious shores of Catalonia in Spain for the Spanish Grand Prix, and I love the Spanish Grand Prix track almost as much as I like this track. It's a track that gives great racing, and it's our very high speed circuit. Make sure you join us for GP2 there. We'll be going live at 7:25 as always in GP2, and then we will be enjoying us, and then we will watch these guys go absolutely nuts around the Catalonian circuit, and the Spanish fans will obviously be greeting us very well. So the final lap of the Grand Prix right now, and barring any major mistakes, Peter Solheim has controlled this race from turn 2 as Zippo becomes the fastest man on track with a Honda engine powering on. There's a great future for Red Bull once they have that, but Renault saying nope, I'm having that back. Renault over Racing Podge being the fastest man on track, and now times are tumbling and it's going to get interesting. So race, Petter Solheim. He's controlled this race since P2 after Fredo got a bad start off the line in the wet. And he seems to just be very comfortable all round. Look at that. No minimal speed. He doesn't need to go fast right now. He's nearly 30 seconds ahead of everyone else. And he is just sat. He's basically controlling it. Petter Solheim is going through turn 8 for the final time. This is the last big danger. Unless he has a chunk of front wing messing, then down here is a big danger as well. Don't want to go out too wide, but he's heading down as T. Jonas in the Sauber becomes the fastest man on track. It will not be a double podium for Sauber. It will be a 1-5 right now, unless something major happens to the driver. And you see Solheim getting very close to the wall, kissing it even, as an IndyCar driver would. But this is Formula 1, and Petter Solheim is going to gear up, and he knows it. Just a few corners. 1, 2, and that's it. The final corner on this Grand Prix. There's the little kink, barring any big incidents. He's weaving early. Petter Solheim is going to win in Baku, and he wins now. What a good result for him, and he's had a fantastic Grand Prix. He will be cheering his absolute bean off in that car, and he'll be happy. Billy right now in P2, getting ready to cross the line. Zippo, being a lap down, has done it, has crossed as well. But look at that. Here's Billy now across the line, weaving around P2 in only his second race. Look at that. He's a happy boy in the Williams. Williams P2, Sauber P1, and here he is, the debutant in P3, Ice Bolt, showing that he can drive in all conditions. And he is fantastic to see McLaren on the podium once more, weaving side to side, and he crosses the line now, and that's the podium sorted. And that, as Baku shows, is a well done Baku from JB. Linal's left the session to go set up the next session for the Premier drivers. I'll be getting invites through there. But look at that, gaming things in P4. We won't be able to get on board with Petter Solheim quickly enough to see him. But look at that, P4 for Gamey, but P1 for Petter. And this has been a thrilling Grand Prix. There he is, Petter Solheim, the Norwegian, in P1, ahead of the Briton in P2, ahead of Icebolt, who is, I don't want to say, no, he's not Greek, sorry, I think he's British as well. See me remember the nationalities. Yes, 2 Brits and a Norwegian on the podium, and this is probably my dream podium in Formula 1. I mean, but give or take a Force India, but look at that. Brilliant drive, Fred Messier happy there, waving to the crowd as you would do. And what a brilliant drive. And you see the rain is back at the end of the Grand Prix, just to show us what it was like. Here's the reward system to show that I'm level 16, I don't play this game enough. There is Petter Solheim in P1 after starting from second. Wide Low Billy in P2 and Icebolt on debut in P3. Gamey Things in P4, T. Jonas started where he finished in P5. Invader Zippo dropping down to P6 after a few incidents. And Ash will not be counted due to he did not finish his Grand Prix. Racing Podge is our last finisher in P7. That will be moved up. The long finishes were Ash, Smelly Badger, Lee Nell, Farfborough, Ricky, Graham, Fredo, Blood, Pirate, Boosh, Sig, Yuzi and Jade. What a struggle. But yes, the rain is back, and that was a Grand Prix worth sitting through. Mental race at the start. Lots of it might have been lots of contact. I didn't see much, but lots of people struggling in the early conditions. And that race right there, I think I'm going to give a respectable 7 out of 10 for that race. It is a respectable 7 out of 10 for that race, as we're getting ready. So the Premier Division will be going racing in a fair few minutes, and I will be getting ready to go and stream them. So welcome, and I will take you to I'll take you over there. I've just got to go and run, but first, thank you for joining us for GP2. We will be heading to Premier next, and I'll be doing the exact same race in Baku. Hopefully another interesting Grand Prix from the Premier guys. I've been JB. Thank you for joining me for GP2. I'll be seeing you in a minute if you're joining us for Prem. If you're seeing us next week for GP2, see you later. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.